Okay, so for the poor unfortunate souls who have to do a response to this one, I tag Terrell Game Vlogs, Insane Game Freak, aka the Insane Fuckboy.
What the fuck was that? What the nigga? Bruh. Fuck it. Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here to do a tag video. The fuck is this, 2006? Tag video. Mr. Neo GameSpark with his random salty ass mother bruh. See, he would call me a fuckboy. I am salty. But maybe we should get Adam in this bitch and be like, Adam, can you remind me of the nice nigga was complaining because you put up pictures of you and your girlfriend and he was salty as fuck? Like, we've been friends for years. I ain't ever seen you put up no pictures for Best Friend Wednesday, nigga. Mr. Salty, Mr. Lonely, Salty mother. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. I got you. We'll do the stupid ass tag. Nigga. What the fuck was that? It was just one of those. I watched the video. I was like, why am I the fuck boy? I don't remember even saying no disrespectful shit to you. Nigga. Whatever, let's go. Fuck it. So this is the video game tag that people want to say is original, but it really isn't original because we've been doing tag videos for like not 8 years. Yeah, almost like 8, 9 years. Like almost as long as YouTube has been around, we've had fucking tag videos. This is another fucking tag video. But I haven't done a tag video in years, so why the fuck not? So, let's get on with the questions. How old were you when you started playing video games? I was probably somewhere between 5 and 8. Why such a random 3-year range? Fuck you, that's why. But in all seriousness though, because when I first started, I didn't start with like the original NES. I don't think I ever owned the original NES, which is funny because I have NES cartridges in the house, but I never actually owned an NES. I started with the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. That's what I started with. I don't know if my first game was Super Mario World or Sonic 2. It's one of those two games, but I don't remember which one, but they're really fucking close. But that's when I started, so that would have been 96, 97. I think it was relatively early because my sister was just born. My sister was like probably like 1 or 2 during that time. But yeah, I got into gaming relatively early. Not like Super Atari 2600 early, but you know, my generation would be the NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, that shit. But yeah, that's when I started. Second question, what is it about video games that you love? The ridiculousness of it all. That's like really it's kind of like the reason why I like video games is literally the same reason why I like anime. It's because it has the freedom to go as far off onto the fucking deep end as it wants. There is no limit except for the limit you set yourself and maybe the limit of the hardware. But even then, we've seen old ass hardware run games that are supposed to be realistic. And fuck you, Jason, stop messaging me. I mean, we went from like the old consoles, like from the original, you know, I guess it was more during the 3D era that people started doing realistic type games. I mean, you had a few of them on the older consoles, but like it was the 3D era that really pushed the realism in video games. But you know, you had something as serious as like, well, Metal Gear Solid was serious, but it was also fucking ridiculous in some aspects. But you had games that were going for the super realistic style, and you had these goofy ass games about walking, talking lizards and fucking bandicoots. By the way, who the fuck knew what a bandicoot was? Actually, when you think bandicoot, you know, this is how you can tell if you're a gamer. If you hear the word bandicoot and the first thing you think is Crash. If you don't think Crash, you fucked up, you need to get out, you lost. I mean, that's the cool thing about video games. Video games could literally go anywhere. And you could play these adventures and get sucked into these worlds and actually start caring about these characters. I mean, look at the Sonic fan base. It's not like the quality of the games have been consistent over the years, and I still love the fucking character. I still geek the fuck out when he appeared in Brawl back in 2000. 2008. Well, that's when the game came out, but I think it was revealed like either the year before or not, so 2007, 2008, and that was during his past '06 Black Knight Secret Rings era, which is still considered the Dark Age. So for all intents, well, I think Unleashed was coming out that year either. And it's not the fucking point. The point is that the cool thing about video games is how crazy it can get and how addictive I can get to them and how I can get sucked into characters and worlds and settings and abilities and powers. It shows how creative people can be, and you get all of these varying experiences. I mean, there are just certain things that never work in movies. Like, for example, the concept of Beautiful Joe is fucking asinine in terms of his abilities. Not necessarily the actual, like, game concept where he gets sucked into a movie. That's not really interesting. But the fact that he has kind of that cool, like, speed up and slow powers, like, that shit's legit as hell to me. Obviously, that's a reference to the whole, Kamen Rider bullshit. But it's, you know, the Henshin a Go-Go, baby. I mean, only video games is like one of the few places you can have so much of a weird ass variety where you have these fucking, you know, espionage games, you have these fucking war games, you have these fucking religious games, you have these fucking goofy about plumbers running around beating up turtles and shit trying to save this ditzy girl who happens to be the princess of a kingdom that you never see the king of. You know, we have like, there's so much variety. That's literally like one of the best things about video games is the variety and the ridiculousness of it all. And that you can get really attached to characters and themes and shit. Because that's why people are dying for Kingdom Hearts 3 anything news. Or some more fucking video game play and screenshots. Square! Can violent and graphic games be a bad influence on people? Yes. Just like smoking, a shitty parent, politics can all be bad influences on people. There is nothing that is exempt from not being a bad influence on people. Because as long as a person's impressionable, you can show them a picture of someone getting hit in the face, even if it's damn stick figures, and that can be a bad impression on somebody. So yeah, anything can be a bad influence on someone. Even something with good intentions. So that's just, it all depends on the person. That's a personal perspective thing, but as a general statement, anything can have a negative outcome to it. Anything. PC or console? I'm gonna say console because I rarely, and I mean this like seldomly, rarely, play on PC. Although this is the generation that has tempted me the most because fucking shitty practices and bad fucking games and uninteresting games and just disappointment on all consoles. So yeah. Do you watch Let's Players on YouTube, and if so, whom? I do watch some. I watch very few. I watch pretty much the Brain Scratch crew. Meaning I watch like I've actually gone through the individual channels of like Ted and Some Call Me Johnny. I guess Ted's YouTube name is XN Shadow. Lewis, Nairman. I've looked at FTA. I've looked at fucking Kobarner 456. I've looked at. I even watched Etika's playthrough for Fire Emblem Awakening prior because that man, like, you cannot not watch Etika and then not get hyped or like spaz out. Like, to me, I think, bar none, right now, he's like the dude who does the best reactions. Which kind of goes into another bias I have, but that's a different story. Clement, fucking, who else am I missing? I'm missing Masay. I've watched some of Chugga Conroy. I don't watch some of these guys as consistently. My bread and butter is like the main Brain Scratch. So like I watch, and it's mainly Some Call Me Johnny and SGB likes to play. That's like my bread and butter, but I have watched other Let's Players. I haven't really watched the full Let's Play in a while, except for like the South Park Stick of Truth LP they're doing, SGB's doing, and I've been watching in and out some of Clement's one. Like the last Clement Let's Play I watched was probably the Sonic Unleashed Let's Play. So it really just depends. I'm kind of flux around, but those are some of my favorites. I have seen some of the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff from like Markiplier, but I don't really follow Markiplier like that. I've only seen like 2 sets. I think I've only seen the Five Nights at Freddy videos and probably the I Am Bread Rages videos. I don't watch PewDiePie. I have no interest in PewDiePie. I have glimpses of his videos, and But yeah, that's a general rundown of the LPers I watch. What is your favorite genre of video games? Mine's usually stick in the realm of platformers and RPGs, but yeah, that's like my two favorites. I can't really pick between the two because literally, if I'm not playing a platformer, I'm playing an RPG, and if I'm not playing an RPG, I'm playing a platformer. It's one or the other, but if I had to pick a dominant, RPG is probably my dominant, but not by much. Are you an old school gamer, or do you like getting the newest consoles? Newest consoles. I don't really go back and play old school games as much as other old school. I don't play old school games enough to call myself an old school gamer. Ironically, I am playing the Shantae on the Game Boy. What was that, originally the Game Boy Colors, the first Shantae game that came out? But that's more so to re-experience her history, because I kind of missed out on her game because I didn't find out about Shantae for like a few years. But yeah, I'm more of a new school gamer than an old school gamer. And there's nothing against old school games. It just really depends on the game. I gotta really get hooked into the game to go back and play an old school game, or be really interested either in the character or the franchise. It really just depends. Although I do plan to buy some of the old Beautiful Joe games, unfortunately I have a fear that that's gonna be a bitch. I just went back and repurchased SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom because I've been loving the fuck out of that game recently. Fucking, that is like the best SpongeBob game. Dead ass, nothing can beat that. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Where the fuck is the medal? Nintendo or Sega? This is a very conflicting issue because I am a Sonic fan. I mean that as a current one. I don't mean like I used to be. I mean like I'm still an avid Sonic fan. Overall, Nintendo. If we had to choose mascots, it's a tie between Sonic and Pokemon. Because like Pokemon to me is like my favorite Nintendo franchise. Although I have my secondary loves, don't get me wrong, but Pokemon has been that franchise that has stuck with me since I was a kid, and I still love to death. Sonic is about the same thing, but I probably would still say Nintendo overall. But Sonic is my nigga, and I will try. And I need to branch out more Sega IPs, which would be helpful if Sega would actually start making games with those IPs. Favorite and least favorite video game character. This is hard because I don't really have any video game characters I innately hate. That's the first problem. As far as favorites, Sonic automatically is at like the top of the list. Beautiful Joe, fucking, who else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Video game. See, the problem is I also, as an anime fan, a lot of the video games I play are anime games, so I gotta kind of get out of that and focus, because I don't really care for the heroes, and like I like Bayonetta, but I wouldn't say she's like one of my favorites. Like I'm not dying to see a new. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not dying to see a new story, but like Bayonetta's not like that high on my list where I'm like, oh my god, it's Bayonetta. Shantae probably, because I find her adorable. She is fucking adorable. Probably Kid Icarus, Palutena. Fucking love that game. Seriously, that game literally made me love those characters. I fucking adore those characters. Who else? Least favorite? I don't have a least favorite. I really don't. I don't have a character I can really think of that I innately dislike. I have characters I'm indifferent towards, but not anyone I innately hate. And I mean hate like in a legitimate hate what the character is as a whole. Not what he was made to be. Because, you know, there are villains I don't like, but there aren't characters I just innately hate. Well, actually, there probably are. And I'm not thinking of them right now. I don't like Marth, but really I don't like Marth because of his design. So that's not really a fair argument. But I don't really have a character I don't like. Like, innately just don't like. I know I'm lying. Oh, I fucking don't like Aerie from Bravely Default. Sick bitch. Next! Are you a Let's Player? And if yes, what influenced you to make a gaming channel? I am not a Let's Player because the only LP I ever finished was Sonic Colors, and that was on a channel that is currently dead. I've procrastinated and dicked around. But what made me want to make a gaming channel, I guess in the sense of if I make big gaming videos. I like video games. It's really just as simple as that. Favorite video game soundtrack? Pokemon. Pokemon. To me, there are only 2 franchises that have completely won me. There are only 2 franchises that have completely sold me on their complete soundtracks. That's Pokemon and that's Sonic. There are some close seconds like fucking Kingdom Hearts, The World Ends With You. Fucking, there are very few tracks, but like, and then I kind of like sprinkle tracks of different games all over the place. Like Fire Emblem has like 6 tracks I love to death. Fucking, it really just depends. And Mario music, I know a lot of people don't care, maybe are tired of the character, but like, his music has been consistently good and legit as fuck. Especially recently, I've been going back and listening to a lot of the tracks. Bruh, that and Zelda, bruh, people don't even know, man. People don't even know. Any game recommendations? Codename Steam, Bravely Default, Fire Emblem Awakening, Kid Icarus Uprising, fucking recommendation. Beautiful Joe, any beautiful, well, probably the first two console Beautiful Joe games. No More Heroes, fucking, what else? Catherine. Probably Pokemon X and Y, primarily because that's like the easiest Pokemon game to get into. Like, just in terms of difficulty and ease of new players, that's like the best Pokemon game to start with. It's not the best Pokemon game, it's just the best one to start with. Let's just leave it at there. Next, if you could be any character from a game, who would you choose and why? See, I thought about this before and I can't really think of one, because there's either characters I like because they're characters and I like the character but I don't care for the world, or it's the other way around. But if I had to pick the overall choice, I'm going to pick the one that I've probably fantasized about the most as a kid. And that would be probably the main protagonist of Ruby and Sapphire, which I believe his is Ruby because the girl is named Sapphire. Or Brendan, if you were talking about the actual game translation and not the manga translation. But that's the character I want to be, but not necessarily for the character, but for the world. And if we're just talking about the character because of his character, fucking Neku, because I think Neku's that type of nigga I can relate to. I relate to Neku so goddamn much. So I can completely immerse myself in his character. Or Beautiful Joe, because I just want to be fucking ridiculous. Beautiful Joe or Sonic. I'm very simple. Don't question. Who do I tag? Anyone who wants to do this. I'm going to do what they do, because I'm fucking not going out of my way to do this. Oh, I shouldn't. Yes, I am. Joseph, Art of J-Man, King Expo Jason, fucking, I'll just leave it at those two and anyone else who wants to do it. But those two specifically need to do it. So Jay for Jason, let the fuck go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Alright, I think I'm done. I think we're gonna cut this off. We're gonna cut this off, people. Let's go. I'm tired. I want some bacon and some chicken wings, and I need some more mango on my refill, so I gotta go. I got to go.